No Division I lacrosse coach has won more NCAA titles than Roy Simmons Jr., but no school has won more than Johns Hopkins. The teams have met 27 times. In 1991, Hopkins beat Syracuse in the Carrier Dome, one of only 6 losses in 94 dome games for the Orangemen. But the last time Hopkins came to town, Syracuse scored 21 goals, including this spectacular effort by Matt "Sky" Ryder. Last year, Hopkins got revenge. Terry Reardon scored 6 goals in a 19-14 Blue Jays win. And today, Hopkins faces a Syracuse team looking to redeem itself after losing only 4 nights ago.
I don't think losses are monumental or mean a whole lot. I think the only loss that means a whole lot is in May in the first week of the playoffs or the second week, because then there's no tomorrow. Syracuse loses Tuesday night to Virginia. So what? Saturday they play Hopkins, and they're right back in the thick of things. And you learn a little bit from your loss the other night and shoot a little bit better, and all of a sudden you're winning games. And they're going to win a lot of games during the year, so it doesn't matter. May is when it matters.
Super Sports, the Cable Ace Award-winning production of Adelphia Cable Communications, presents NCAA Lacrosse from the Carrier Dome in Syracuse. This afternoon, it's the undefeated Johns Hopkins Blue Jays against the top-ranked Syracuse Orangemen. And a very pleasant good afternoon, everybody. I'm Dan Horton, along with Dale Drypolcher. We are delighted to have you watching our Super Sports coverage of SU Lacrosse. We begin today's telecast, though, with some unfortunate breaking news concerning the health of Syracuse coach Roy Simmons Jr. Coach Simmons came to the Carrier Dome this morning. He was not feeling well and went to the hospital to be examined. As we get set to begin this game, Coach Simmons is not here. He hopes to come to the game sometime during its course, but in the meantime, John Desko takes over.
Well, John Desko is certainly no stranger. He's been here 16 seasons as an assistant, very capable, and he does a lot of coaching during the game. So I don't want to say it's not going to be a big factor. John Desko would be comfortable. I'm sure Coach Simmons would be comfortable with John Desko running the team. Just a question of just how long it will take for him to get back. I talked to his son. He said, we don't know either. He's still in the emergency room, but it's hopefully not that serious.
All right, as we look at this matchup between Syracuse and Johns Hopkins, we have to go back first to the Virginia game played on Tuesday night. Syracuse lost badly to the Cavaliers, and in that game, Syracuse's highly touted defensive unit had trouble with the speed and skill of the attack of Virginia, and Johns Hopkins is at least as good in that area.
I mean, not only are they good, one thing, they're not quite as fast as Virginia, but Rick Beardsley told me that he thought the chemistry isn't quite there yet defensively. These guys are veterans, but they haven't been playing that much as a unit, and with the midfield defense, perhaps they're still trying to find themselves, but they're going to be tested today because this attack group is big, strong, and very, very adept at putting the ball in the hole.
Offensively, Syracuse lost a couple of All-America midfielders from last year, of course, Charlie Lockwood and Dom Finn. That lack of experience showed against Virginia as Syracuse was held under 10 goals for the first time in more than 30 games.
I think one of the keys is going to be their midfield defense, their ability to transition if they lose the ball, to turn around and play defense, because you're talking about guys like Reardon and Piccola, the attack men who've scored over 41 points against Syracuse in their career. These guys are prolific, they're back, they're bigger, they're stronger, they're seniors, and that's going to be a real telling statistic. I think Syracuse has got to play really good defense against this team.
Syracuse has never lost 2 straight in the Carrier Dome. The Orangemen will try to avoid that today against Johns Hopkins. The biggest names in college lacrosse meeting under the big top. We'll have the starting lineups when we return on Super Sports. As you can see, a terrific crowd at the Carrier Dome today as Syracuse and Johns Hopkins meet for the 28th time, 16-10-1. The series score in favor of Hopkins. Now look at the starting lineups, and it's a great one for Hopkins at attack. Brian Piccola, Dave Marr, and Terry Reardon. Reardon had 6 goals against Syracuse last year. The midfield, Marchant, Jacobs, and Evans. And at defense for the Blue Jays, Brian Kuzma, Aaron Van Horn, Todd Kearney, and the goalie is Jonathan Marcus. There is Marcus, who had a terrific game against Syracuse last year with 8 saves in the 4th quarter. And the Blue Jays coached by Tony Seaman, now in his 5th year at Hopkins after 8 years as the head coach at Penn. The 2 teams meeting at midfield as we meet the starters for Syracuse. At attack, Jim Morrissey, Rob Kavovit, and Casey Powell. Kavovit was held scoreless in the Virginia game. At midfield, Roy Colsey, Mark Fietta, and Paul Sullivan. Toby Price starts as the faceoff specialist. And then the three great senior defensemen, Chad Smith, Hans Schmid, and Rick Beardsley, with Alex Rozier in goal. Schmid, as we look at Rozier, is actually going to be on the wing as Syracuse goes for the opening faceoff. And there is John Desko, who will be coaching in place of Roy Simmons Jr., at least at the start of today's game. The opening faceoff bounced way toward the Syracuse goal, and Chad Smith, who is up at midfield on a wing position, hustles back to pick up the loose ball for Syracuse.
They had him up there with a big stick, and it turned out to be a good move. He traced the ball down, started the ball up the other way.
And faceoffs will be a key today because Hopkins might be the best faceoff team in the country. It was a huge factor last year at Homewood Field. Casey Powell circling in front of the cage, whiffed on the shot, and the loose ball is picked up by Milford Marchant, the speediest of the Blue Jays and perhaps the fastest lacrosse player in the country. Paul Sullivan trying to keep up with Marchant, and the pass intended for the man behind the cage was picked off by Syracuse goalie Alex Rozier. Rick Beardsley running upfield. Beardsley with the ball, passes on the wing, and Casey Powell will slow down and set up the offense for Syracuse.
One of the keys there is Syracuse midfield defense did a nice job. Kavovit looked like he might have a shot to make a pass and feed the crease, but went too far.
There is John Desko. John can get heated during the course of ball games, as we've seen in the past, but calm at the start of this game.
Syracuse putting a very tough ride on, tight ride on early. Making Hopkins work, and they break it pretty easily.
Marchant with the pass. Picola shoots right into the midsection of Rozier.
Good save.
Did he trap that against his stomach?
Well, it kind of got caught up in his shirt, I think, his jersey, and he just, when he put his hands out, it didn't quite fall out. Then it did. And now we got a little one-on-one.
Casey Powell, the freshman.
Oh, he's going to get jumped. You got to get rid of it.
And he does. This is Nick Licamelli, the senior out of West Jenny. And Dave Signor in for Syracuse, the former junior college player of the year at Herkimer a couple of years ago, played on a couple of national championship teams there. Now it's Rob Kavovit.
Sherritt's also in for Syracuse. They're getting some people in early. It's going to be a long game.
Powell cradling with the left hand, spins, bounce shot, knocked down by Marcus, and the ball is pulled away by the Hopkins junior goalie, Jonathan Marcus. Hopkins has a couple of huge players, including the man who just passed the ball, Peter Jacobs. He's 6'5", 220. And then Terry Reardon, the All-America attack, is 6'4", 220. Reardon is 19, Jacobs is 24.
They are good sized, and they are very, very well skilled. They're really crowding the crease up. You can see the cuts away from the ball as they got two guys behind, four men on the crease. Now they break one out, but Syracuse looking to look for cutters, and let's see what we got here.
Illegal procedure called on Hopkins.
Let's take a look at the save earlier.
Well, when we have a break in the action, right now it's Licamelli running upfield for Syracuse. Hopkins hit him with a double team, and good quick reaction by Marcus to pick up the ball.
Now here's where they got to pick up their game, is this midfield defense when they turn it around. They can't let these guys get down unmolested. They got to slow them down, let everybody get back in and pick up their men. They did a good job there of riding off the fast break, and now they're going to settle the offense.
Tom Roscoe running behind the cage. He's part of the Hopkins second midfield line. To his teammate Casey Gordon, a senior from Baltimore.
You can see away from the ball all the movement and a lot of pushing and shoving. They strip the ball, put it down, and Syracuse up with it. Licamelli playing defense, gets the ball out. Syracuse takes it up the sideline. Schmid with the ball.
Hans Schmid got hammered. A slash will be called, but Syracuse has the opportunity, and the shot taken by Dave Signor went wide. There is a penalty on Hopkins.
That's going to be a slash. 19. I tell you what, anytime you do a one-hand check, you better be careful, because if you get anything other than the stick, you're going to be in trouble. And Reardon really came down on the free arm, and he's a big guy to do that too.
Yeah, 6'4", 220.
6'4", 220, and when he brings that stick down, it hurts. So he'll sit for a minute. Syracuse first man up opportunity.
He and Syracuse defenseman Chad Smith were high school teammates at Baldwin High. Syracuse with a man-up opportunity, no score. About 50 seconds left in this man-up situation. Syracuse zipping the ball around. Powell shoots. Terrific save. Marcus was there.
Took a step through the crease, so they're going to be they're going to have to give the ball up. But what happened was he really didn't have a very good angle, and then he fouled up and put his foot on the line there on the crease. And that is going to send the ball the other way. And we've got about 36 minutes left, 36 seconds, I should say, left in the penalty. Let's see, maybe they got him out of bounds. Yes, they did. So now the Syracuse has 30 seconds left in that penalty as they get people on.
Roy Colsey passing behind the cage to Rob Kavovit. Kavovit, the quarterback, the feeder, if you will. Leading Syracuse in assists. Colsey shoots. Nice low shot and saved by Jonathan Marcus.
There's the outlet. Now we got to get Syracuse getting some people on, getting the big stick midi on for Topoulos.
Milford Marchant has it for Johns Hopkins. Goes by Wittick, who is able to stick check and come away with the ball. Picked up by Rozier, and he feeds upfield to Hans Schmid, one of the 4 captains for Syracuse.
Ooh, a little too far. Missed Colsey. Going to go the other way.
Hopkins trying to clear. Syracuse with a solid ride in this situation. And the takeaway by Morrissey. Morrissey breaking in. The pass. Kavovit shoots. Marcus saves. Terrific play by Marcus, who's been spectacular in the first 5 minutes.
Let's see what we got here. Flag was down. That's going to be against Hopkins. No, not sportsmanlike on White, he said. So that will be against Syracuse. But you see the look, and just a spectacular save. He got it on his best friend there, which is that little piece of angle iron, because he wasn't able to track it down. He got his body as far out as he could. So Syracuse is going to lose possession.
And quick work by Hopkins to get it upfield. Casey Gordon being watched by Christian Fotopoulos of Syracuse. Fotopoulos, a big stick in there for Syracuse. And now it's Tom Roscoe.
I'm just going to say, if we move our camera a little bit to the right, you'll see the crease there. When we see in the game camera all the movement that's going. They got 4 guys there, and they are just cutting back and forth. And Syracuse has doing a good job of following them right now. They got the ball back. Beardsley, the defenseman, up the left wing, gives it up.
Casey Powell makes the spin move. Brian Kuzma watches him. Kuzma, a sophomore. Powell, a freshman. Powell starting for Syracuse from day 1. Now it's Powell in front. Flag goes down.
Let's see if they give him a hold.
37.
Yeah, they're going to give him a hold. I knew that. He got in there, and it was Kearney. And watch what he does as he comes around. This isn't the hold. Right there, he got right there, and that's kind of a hold. You could have called either one. It was a good call. Actually, it looked like Kuzma got him on a hold, but they called it on 37. So it'll be man up number 2 for Syracuse. They did not convert on the first. They actually didn't even get a shot off.
There's Kearney with the long hair in the penalty area. This is only a 30-second opportunity for Syracuse. Jonathan Marcus with 3 fine saves so far for Hopkins. The crank, the shot goes wide. Kavovit behind the cage, and Syracuse holds the ball.
Is it Carcaterra on the shot from the right side as the goalie looks at him?
Less than 10 seconds remain in the penalty. Quick passing,
Nice
shot and a score!
Great look.
Doug Jackson out of Jamesville DeWitt. The sophomore is on the scoreboard, and Syracuse leads Johns Hopkins 1-0.
That was beautiful. Watch this long pass. This sets it up to Kavovit, and he just pops and hits Jackson. But it looked like they were going to bring the ball around. He skipped past it, and then just from the crease. Doug Jackson, the 5'9", 160-pound sophomore, made a great cut, and he quick-sticked it by the goalie. And Syracuse up by 1 and an extra man goalie, and very pretty play, Dan.
Second face-off of the game taken by Peter Jacobs, who dominated Syracuse in the face-off category last year. 17 for 26 in the Syracuse game. That's a 65% winning ratio. Milford Marchant being hammered by Chad Smith, legally hammered, that is.
Yeah, way down on the other end. Must have been somebody else didn't let him move. Let's see what we got. They're going to get a free shot here, and they would be.
That's right.
And they took it and got one.
Terry Reardon beating Hans Schmid and tying the score at 1.
That was a procedure call, so that should be wiped out by the goal. But Beardsley limping. Let's see if you can see the nice move when came from the right side back to the left. And number 19, Reardon, the big guy, watch this move. Just a pretty way of bringing the stick from right to left. And you're going to see it again. See him right there? Just a nice look. Beardsley got hit at the end of that and was trying to walk off a Charlie horse. So it's going to be 1-1, and there he is right there. Rick Beardsley down.
Tim Neal is the trainer for Syracuse.
He collided with Reardon after the shot.
That was good. There were 5 long sticks in the game.
Syracuse's lead lasted 38 seconds before Reardon tied it. With that goal, Terry Reardon is only 10 goals from Johns Hopkins' all-time career record. Quite an achievement for the senior from Baldwin. Hopkins won the faceoff. We're tied at 1 with about 7.5 minutes left in the first quarter.
Apparently they said Syracuse too many big sticks on, which was that illegal procedure, but it was wiped out on the goal. Reardon again, nice save by Rozier.
Looked like Alex Rozier blocked that with his feet. Good to have big feet. Chad Smith will shoot. Saved by Marcus.
Here's where the ground balls get important.
Nice job by Morrissey to scoop it up.
Relax.
And he fires it back to Roy Colsey. Colsey loves to operate from that left side. He takes his position about 20 yards in front of the cage and goes to work. Operating on Chris Steer. Passes for Morrissey. Ball headed for the sideline and is kept in bounds by Mark Fietta, the senior from Jordan Elbridge.
Fietta controlled that, and what happened was they were drawing the double team on Colsey. He got the pass off, but it was not a good pass. But they've gotten the ground ball. They feed the crease again. A jump shot, save.
Shot didn't have a lot on it, although it was headed for the corner, but Marcus got there and made the save.
Incidentally, Martin Denver in defensively for Syracuse while Beardsley is taken care of.
Nice move by Colsey to get the ball loose, but it was retrieved by Hopkins. Tom Roscoe passing to Brian Piccola. Chad Smith on defense for Syracuse.
Watch that right side of the goal again. See what happens when they're away from the ball, and you get a good idea of what this game is all about as they make the cutters up there. They are really crowding the crease. It's just a one-on-one and back, and now they look for somebody to pop off the crease, and just like that, he makes the grab, and Macon, number 17, takes a left-handed shot as he popped off that fourth-man stack on the crease, and he just gets a left-handed shot. See him make the break, and he got away from a midfielder, and you'd like to have a big stick on him. He makes the jump. If you got the big stick, you might be able to put a little bit more pressure on him, but there's a nice pass. There's the goal. And I think was Healy, perhaps, the assist?
Steer, Chris Steer, number 12.
All right.
So just like the Virginia game, Syracuse took the 1-0 lead, only to have the opponent come back and score 2 straight.
Now the ball down again. That's another face-off for Hopkins.
Jacobs is outstanding. He uses his size so well in the face-off situations. He gets himself between the opponent and the ball and then gets control.
At 6'5", people used to think it was a disadvantage. Talking to the Syracuse staff, they said this guy is very agile for 6'5", and with 220, it's very difficult to pull him off the little circle out there, the X.
This is Billy Evans, guarded by Mark Fietta.
Once again, they're running those cutters from the top.
Fietta showing good fundamentals, staying between himself and the goal. There's the shot, and Rozier gets a piece. Retrieved by Hopkins, quick pass, nice save by Rozier as Reardon tried to one-time it in.
Well, Rourke Denver was the guy who just got the stick up there and got stick on Reardon and knocked the ball down. It was still Syracuse ball after he took a shot, but he forced it high, and they got to clear the ball, and Colsey takes it, dumps it on the side to Smith, and he goes up the right wing.
Smith is an offensive defenseman. He can score with a big stick.
Oh, they just got on sides.
Can't have more than 6 men on the offensive side of the field, and Syracuse almost broke that rule when Smith traded places with Colsey. There's a shot and a score. Jim Morrissey with his first goal of the afternoon, and we're tied at 2.
Really a very difficult angle, and he got an angle. He got a jump on Kearney, 37, and watch what he does right there. Now he's got it, but the angle was difficult. But he beat Marcus. He's got Kearney beat right there, and then perhaps not as difficult an angle as I thought.
Morrissey, whom you see there, had 2 goals against Virginia, and he has his first today. Once again, an easy victory in the faceoff for Peter Jacobs.
He just flipped that right up, and you know the thing is, Syracuse said he's dangerous after he gets the ball. Some guys have a specialist out there who's not especially adept after he gets the ball, but they really like him, so Syracuse is going to have a lot of pressure on him after that faceoff.
Casey Gordon being watched by Paul Sullivan of Syracuse. This is Tom Roscoe. Dave Signor defensively. Reardon shoots, it went wide, and it was that same play coming off the big pack of players in front of the net.
You're right, they're all stacked up there, then they put one guy down in back of the net, hope he can get an angle, and then break off that conglomeration. You see it right there in front of the crease. You see all those guys cutting. I see him open, he just broke off the side. It creates a lot of confusion, and if you're a defenseman, you're playing a man-to-man defense, you got to really stay with him because, you know, Dan, they don't need much of a break to get the ball in there, and they can quick stick it by. This is a great look. There's an unsettled situation.
And a beautiful shot and goal for Johns Hopkins. Tom Roscoe giving Hopkins a 3-2 lead.
Number 29, Tom Roscoe, 5'8", 160. Right there was unsettled. He's lost his defenseman, the midi, and the goalie had to come out. He could not stay. He committed, and Roscoe waited the last second and popped it in to make it 3-2. And what Syracuse needs right now is a face-off, Dan.
By my count, Jacobs has won 4 straight.
And 1 for Syracuse, that's what we have. So they are out facing them 4-1. Let's see, maybe they'll get a break here. Nope. They're going to get one on a penalty, so that's now 5 face-offs for Hopkins. And that's a tough situation. It's almost like in football when you have to punt all the time and you got to get the defense back out there. You're not really able to take much pressure off. You're always playing on your heels.
Or like the early days of basketball where they had a jump ball after every hoop.
Right. Nice check.
Syracuse didn't react quickly to the ground ball, and Hopkins holds on.
They like that. This this offense is pretty simple to see what they're doing, but it's another thing to stop it. Cutters all over the place.
And Hopkins, with veterans at the midfield and at attack, seem to have great timing on that cutting.
Still looking. Syracuse playing pretty good defense now, but very patient. Hopkins very patient. So it's Steer with the ball, 12, and he is just taking his time. 2 guys behind. Now he goes out. There's 1 man behind.
Werner Kruger has the ball. Toby Price watching him with a short stick.
They don't send anybody too far out. They pop back out off.
Reardon.
This is one-on-one now.
Rick Beardsley back in the game. That's a great sign for Syracuse.
He is on Reardon, and Reardon gets a jump. He is always moving. He is always moving away from the ball.
Brian Picola being hit by Hans Schmidt. Now the shot, it goes wide. Ball loose on the turf. Toby Price knocking it toward the side, and he comes away with the ball. Good play by Price. The pass upfield. Hauled in by Syracuse.
It's Rourke Denver, I believe, with a big stick.
Now it's Jim Morrissey. Morrissey stumbles but maintains his balance.
They've got no fast break out of this, so he's got to take his time. Syracuse getting people in. A long pass up to Colsey.
Colsey will go one-on-one. He shoots. Saved. Marcus with the save, and Marcus with the outlet. Here comes Kruger for Hopkins, and there's Marcus, who's been excellent in the first. Colsey lost his stick at midfield. We got the whistle. Syracuse gets it.
You'll see there's the move by Colsey. It was a good move, it was a good shot, but just a great save as he's really come up time and time again. Number 44, Marcus.
7 saves already. If he finished the game with 28, that would be phenomenal. It's kind of hard to equate save statistics to hockey. 28 wouldn't be considered unbelievable in hockey, but in lacrosse, that would rank up there among the all-time records if it were Syracuse. Rozier's all-time record is 27. Colsey shoots, saved by Marcus. The race is on to be closest to the ball when it goes out of bounds, and the race is won by Syracuse. It looked like Casey Powell and Jim Morrissey were able to beat Abel Kahn to the sideline.
Well, they've got 57 seconds left in this quarter, and they want to get a good shot and goal. That's plenty of time. You want to get the tie out of it. They're down by 1, 3-2. And Morrissey brings it in. He's guarded by Kuzma.
Morrissey playing catch with Kavovit. Morrissey again. Kavovit spins, cradling with the left hand, passes in front to Colsey. Colsey's pass. Mishandled momentarily, then reclaimed. This is Kavovit. Kavovit, good hands and good eyes. Not particularly big, but a good feeder. Again, it's Kavovit. 22 seconds left in the quarter, clock running. You can see the time at the bottom of the screen. Colsey shoots, saved by Marcus.
Oh, there's a hit in the head. Number 6, that's Van Horn, just took a shot at Colsey, and he bounced his aluminum off the head of Colsey, and that's going to cost him. I'll tell you what it's going to cost him. Not only will it cost him a penalty, I don't think Syracuse will take a shot. They may hold the ball and get the face-off for the second quarter. At least that's what I would do.
12 seconds left in the quarter. Might depend on what they can see open.
That's true. I mean, obviously you're not going to not take a shot, but you want to be very judicious in your shot selection because you have not been winning a lot of face-offs. If you don't have a good one, at least something good can come out of it. Excuse me. You can get the face-off or you can get possession without having to contest a face-off where they're down in that department 5-1 at this point.
Acting head coach John Desko deciding on what players he wants out there in this man-up situation.
Now they're all even for 30. It must have been a delay of game. And then it's going to be white ball, but there will not be that keeping of the ball because you got to have a man-up situation, and they don't have it.
First 30 is full time.
All right,
30 is full time.
All right, this 30 is full time. Non-releasable penalty. This is a flag. Should be.
Okay, he's blowing the whistle over here. He's on that.
It can get confusing. Each team down a man, but Syracuse for 30 seconds, Hopkins for a minute. The quarter runs out with Syracuse holding on to the ball. So as we take a look at the end of the quarter scoreboard, brought to you by Brine, Hopkins has a 1-goal advantage. It's Johns Hopkins 3, Syracuse 2. Dan Hort and Dale Drypulcher back at the Carrier Dome. A good first quarter with Hopkins leading Syracuse 3-2. Junior goalie Jonathan Marcus has started every game of his career at Hopkins, and he played brilliantly in the first quarter.
Well, you know, when you got to go out of town and play a good team, you want a hot goalie, and this is just a good look at Marcus. Just a tough shot. He rode it up out of the goal. His teammates got the ball, but he has been on every shot Syracuse has taken. They've gotten 2 goals, but he has been spectacular in the cage for Hopkins. Syracuse has taken enough shots. He's got 9 saves, but they're going to get the ball off that faceoff. Another telling statistic, 6-1 now in favor of Hopkins in the faceoff department.
You mentioned the 9 saves by Marcus. The all-time Hopkins school record for saves in a game is 27, so he is easily on that pace through 1 quarter. He does not hold that record.
As you know, the lacrosse games ebb and flow, and it may not hold true. He may not have a save the rest of the quarter, but you're right. If he kept up this pace, it would be a spectacular game. And so far, he has done a spectacular job, and I think kept perhaps frustrated Syracuse a little bit, but given a lot of confidence to his teammates, as has Pete Jacobs, the face-off man. But Syracuse got the ball as they lost the pass. Hopkins lost the pass, and Syracuse has it. Now they're man up for 20 seconds.
Morrissey with the ball. Kavovit behind the cage, and he takes it. Hopkins up by a goal, 3-2. Early in the second quarter. Carcaterra to Colsey. 4 seconds left in the man up. The pass to Carcaterra. He'll wind it up. Saved by Marcus. Double figures in saves. And the outlet to Marchand. You see Marchand turn on the speed. Marchand right in front.
Nice save.
Rozier knocking it away. Beardsley running after it. Beardsley with the check as the ball goes out of bounds. That's legal.
It is.
And Beardsley was closest, so Syracuse gets it.
It is. He did 2 things. He kept the man away from it and was right there when out of bounds. But Rozier did a nice job of saving that because he did not get much help. Watch the angle. This is basically one-on-one, and he did just enough to get his arm on it and knock it out of the way. It's going to come back the other way again, and Rozier's checking those pipes as we speak.
Peter Jacobs with the ball for Johns Hopkins. Here comes Billy Evans into the picture, number 28. He's a sophomore. Hopkins, an experienced team. One of the reasons why the Blue Jays received 6 votes in the preseason coaches poll to be number 1. Virginia received 6 votes. Syracuse only received 2, but when all the votes were tallied up, Syracuse came out on top.
A little change here defensively. Beardsley is on Marr, 13, and they have moved Schmid, I believe, over on Reardon. Let's see what we got. That's the matchup. There's the shot.
Shot goes wide. The race is on, and Dave Marr is there for Hopkins.
Jacobs, the big face-off man, was going one-on-one with Colsey. Colsey, the midi, is going to get a break as they get the big sticks on defensive midfield with big stick man Christian Fotopoulos, number 27.
12:59 left in the first half. Hopkins leading Syracuse 3-2. Doug Jackson and Jim Morrissey have scored for Syracuse.
Timeout for Hopkins.
There's a look at Billy Day.
Yeah.
Great goalie at North Carolina before missing his senior season with a neck injury. And we've talked about how great Marcus has been so far. He's getting some great coaching from Billy Day.
I remember Billy Day and that awful injury, and it seemed to get worse. They thought it might come around. It never did, and he a great goalie and a good coach, I'm sure.
12:51 left in the half. Hopkins leading Syracuse 3-2, and heading into this game, we knew there'd be a great matchup between the Hopkins attack and the Syracuse big stick defense.
It's the same group. It's the same 6 playing against each other, 3-3. So we'll see. We came out a little bit better than they did last year, and we'll see what happens tomorrow. But once again, it's a team game, so we never treat it that it's just Reardon against whoever plays him and Picola against whoever plays him. Hopefully we're going to get a good mix and match and get some goals out of it.
Terry Reardon, a 3-time All-American. Now 10 goals from Hopkins' all-time school record held by Franz Wittelberger. Brian Picola, also a 3-time All-American. He's actually in his 5th year playing for Johns Hopkins. He played 2 games as a freshman before being sidelined with a broken hand, so he was granted an extra year of eligibility. That's Reardon, the 6'4", 220-pound senior. He's come back from a broken thumb last year.
Both of those guys have combined for 41 points against Syracuse, 27 goals, 14 assists. So this is a tough attack right now. It's at the midfield for Hopkins. They get the ball off to Reardon. He takes a shot in the head, and It's going to be a goal, and Whittick, I believe, hit him on the head. Let's see if they give him a hold or a slash.
Second goal of the game for Reardon, who went high to beat Syracuse goalie Alex Rozier.
Watch, there's Reardon right there. They come around with the check, and they just kind of bounced that off his head, but he made a nice jump shot, and the thing there is that they could have been in a lot more trouble if it were a slash. They'd be man down, but they just gave him a hold, wiped out by the goal, but Syracuse now down 4-2, and once again, you're going to see that big jump shot as that big 6'4", 220-pounder takes a left-handed jump, and then he comes back and lets Jacobs, his buddy, come out and pick up a face-off. Syracuse knocks it out of his cross, however, and they finally get one and go back the other way.
Toby Price with it for Syracuse. That goal was unassisted for Reardon. That's been the case on 3 of Hopkins' 4 goals. So some great individual efforts producing goals for the Blue Jays. Rob Kavovit looking for the opening for Syracuse. Aaron Van Horn has been watching him. Mark Fietta passing forward to Casey Powell. Powell spinning toward the cage, trying to get a better angle. Now the double team, the pass wide of Jim Morrissey. Goes over the sideline, and
just going to say, Kuzma did a nice job of playing defense there. Pushed him out and kept him from getting an angle on the cage.
So it's Morrissey for Syracuse. The Orangemen down 2, both in shots. Check that, up 2 in shots, but down 2 in goals. There's a shot by Morrissey, and Powell runs after it to allow Syracuse to hold on.
At this point, a relatively low-scoring game.
Kavovit again being hit by Van Horn. Good pass to Signor. Tried that low sweeping shot. And Kavovit back for Syracuse.
Aaron Van Horn, 6'2", about 200 pounds. Good-sized defenseman. Not as big as their attack, of course, but that's
Hopkins of 95.
Right.
Van Horn started as a freshman. He's a sophomore. Kuzma, the other big outstanding big stick for Hopkins, also a sophomore. Powell draws the double team, spin, shoots, saved again by Marcus. Looked like he got it with the forearm.
See, they're contesting every ground ball. Great job by Hopkins to get, that was a great sequence right there for them. The ball just kept getting knocked back further and further, then they came up with it, and now Syracuse knocks it down. Nice job there by Smith.
There's a tackle by Marr, nothing called. Hopkins with the opportunity, Rozier with a save. And a major collision in front of the net.
Well, that one should have been called a little while ago. That was a takedown. And then they had somebody in the crease, and now I don't know what the penalty is. That's number 9 limping out of the crease. That's Picola.
And Chad Smith is limping for Syracuse. Watch this collision. Well, first we'll see the tackle of Chad Smith.
That's right. He's on Marr. Now he knocks the ball loose. Now he's running down, and watch the wrap here. Then that's just a tackle. No doubt about that. And then the ball back again. Now, of course, they want to make sure he doesn't get a free rebound shot, so they deposit him rudely in the crease. But it's going to be a man-up opportunity for Hopkins.
Paul Sullivan winds up in the penalty area for a minute.
So it's a man-up opportunity number 1 for Hopkins. The ball went in the cage, but it was waved out as he was in the crease first, but they will get the ball, and it will be a man-up opportunity, and the Picola has it for Hopkins.
So a 6-on-5 chance here for Hopkins, leading 4-2. Hopkins with some crisp passing. On Schmid knocked the pass away, and Rozier alertly runs after it. Rozier's going to get hammered. Rozier passes. Nice work by Rozier. The ball fired upfield to Whittick. He could not control. Macon gets it back for Hopkins. His pass comes loose. Fotopoulos waited for the ball to come to him. That might have been a bit of a mistake, but Beardsley gets it for Syracuse.
He's got in the box, so he's got to release. But they got to get people out of the cage. Excuse me, out of the penalty area. Let's see, the ball still being contested. That's it, going to be... so now it's going to be 30 seconds, says Beardsley. The ball was just being knocked all around, and Beardsley all by himself there, the white jersey. Watch, now he gets some help, but now he thinks they're going to get it. He's just hacking with that titanium, and there he goes. Come on down here and take a rest. Well, that's going to be a 30-second holding penalty. So there's still man down opportunity, or man up opportunity number 2. And I think Rick said that was stupid.
High bullet fired over the cage. Hopkins will hold on with 23 seconds left in this man-up situation. Reardon, who has scored twice. He shoots and scores! Terry Reardon with his 3rd goal in the first half.
A man-up opportunity, and he just takes a long left-handed shot. Not long, strong, I should have said, because he was not far away, and he just puts it down low. And if you let Reardon get that close, watch, about 4 shuffle steps. Of course, it's difficult when you're a man down, probably try to jump him, but then he's going to get rid of it. But he just too strong a shot to let him get that close. So he's up with goal number 3, and Syracuse is down by 3.
He got quite a wind-up into that shot, too, about 3 little shuffle steps before letting it fly. Jacobs wins another face-off.
7-2 in that department. And that's difficult to get some momentum going. We talked about, how lacrosse games kind of ebb and flow and you go in streaks, but Syracuse has not been able to get a face-off to, keep the offensive pressure on. It's been the other way around, and it continues.
Low shot, kept in play behind the cage. And that was passed forward by Beardsley with his right hand. That's an obvious violation. Hopkins gets it.
Illegal touch. Watch the ball down there, and maybe you see Beardsley. Yeah, can't do that. But they give it to Syracuse. I'm not sure why.
On Schmid with the ball for the Orangemen. Sees the opening. He'll take it himself. Bit of an unsettled situation. The shot by Fietta and the goal for Syracuse. That's a big one. The Orangemen had dropped behind by 3, and Schmid feeds Fietta for Syracuse's 3rd goal of the day.
You're absolutely right. That was big because Schmid gets the pass off, and that's just I beat you from about 15 yards out, and a nice look by the defenseman. And Fietta drew a bead on that one, and you can watch the twine tingle right from that back shot. And you're right, I think it was important. They had to answer. They did not want to go down by 3, and right back to the face-offs where it's 7-2.
And Signor in there for Syracuse instead of Toby Price. Jacobs using that body to try to get position. And the bouncing ball will be scooped up by Hopkins.
They don't know where it is.
Now Sullivan runs in for Syracuse. He's pushed down, no call. Hopkins has it. Signor can't strip it. And the Blue Jays have the ball. The shot goes wide. Hopkins has it.
You got a good look there. What he did, number 24 with Jacobs, he just stood over the ball after it was contested. He put that big frame and just kind of held the ball underneath him legally, and they finally kicked it out to one of the wings, but the result was the same.
Yeah, it's not a stick contest when Jacobs is involved. It's a body contest. He uses his body to push the other man away, then just goes down and scoops it up.
Once again, you see the congestion on the crease, and
Reardon again.
Pops off, and one of the problems is it's very difficult. You've got to stay with your man on the cuts, and they are getting Reardon off of that stack, and nobody is able to stay with him. Watch where he is right there. There's not a white shirt on him. That's not Rozier's fault. It's very difficult for Rozier to do anything about it. Watch him pop off. You got to get stick on stick with him.
Hans Schmid has the assignment of covering Reardon, and on those cuts he's having a hard time keeping up with Reardon and staying between Reardon and Rozier. Reardon's career high for goals in a game, by the way, is 7. He has 4 so far. Marcus out of the goal, passes upfield, and a good pass. Hopkins trying to clear. That one's loose, and it's picked off by Denver. Fires to Powell. Casey Powell retreating, passing to Morrissey.
They want to get their sticks off there. They got Rourke Denver over in a defensive mini. I would take my time till I got the right guys on, and now they've got some people coming in. Colsey gets the ball. He just came in, and now they're going to get number 21 in, Sullivan.
Colsey attempting the pass, never got through. Hopkins coming upfield. There's a big hit. Ball loose on the turf, but pushed forward nicely by Hopkins. And it's Reardon looking for his 5th goal. Schmid watching him. Reardon passes back.
Watch if they don't stack up on the crease again. Why change what's been working? And I think that's exactly what you're going to see. Well, the defender fell down. It was Colsey. Now they're in an unsettled situation. And then Beardsley picked it off.
Passing to Schmid.
All those big sticks out there. Hopkins got the short sticks, and they come out the side with the ball.
Roscoe with the ball. Chad Smith able to slow him up. Paccola, the open man, even with the goal, about 15 yards away. Now running behind. Fietta watches Paccola. Paccola swoops in front and scores. Johns Hopkins 7, Syracuse 3.
Not only do they do it from that stack, they get one-on-one behind and they beat them, as Fietta was not able to stay with Paccola, and he one-handed it, and Syracuse could take a timeout, and a good timeout on that shot right there, because now he's beaten, and very difficult. Rozier, I think, has got to be a little discouraged. But that was a very pretty play as they did it behind one-on-one and another unassisted goal.
Hopkins has scored 5 of the last 6 goals. You see Rozier with a goalie stick on his helmet. Coming into the game, Rozier actually had a higher save percentage than Jonathan Marcus. But Hopkins leading Rozier and Syracuse 7-3 with about 6 minutes left in the first half.
Just checking shots here. It's 19 apiece, even in shots. Saves 11 for Hopkins, 6 for Rozier. But I would say this, of those 19 shots that Hopkins has taken, many of them have been of the point blank variety. A couple like the one you just saw, one-on-one, as they got Paccola one-on-one with the goalie. So I would not say Rozier's having a bad game. I'd say Syracuse, we talked about the defense at the open, the midfield defense, the close defense, having a little problem with that cut on that stack offense, and then also having trouble in this phase of the game that you're going to see right now, Dan, which is the face-off.
And it looks like Syracuse will try Jeff Schuessler as the face-off man against Peter Jacobs.
Take a close look at what he does. Jacobs is there. That's a good shot. And that's a statistic that's, as we said, quite telling. And you got to say now that this guy is 6'5", 220, the Hopkins face-off man. Let's see. He just clamps. Ooh, Schuessler got under it. Let's see who gets it.
Syracuse will get it. It's Denver. He'll shoot off the post. Big hit by Schuessler. Now it's Schmid scooping up the ball for Syracuse. Upfield to Powell.
I think they want him to settle it down. You know, you can get too excited, get that adrenaline running, and you don't have the right people there to do the scoring and the backing up. And right now they've settled it down, and Syracuse is going to take it out on top to Fietta.
Syracuse appeared to pass up an open shot there, as Ryan Cummings did not take it. This is Powell. Powell beats his man, working toward the cage, shoots, scores! Casey Powell! And it's Hopkins 7, Syracuse 4.
Well, you know, it's a kind of a take charge goal. I'm going to go one-on-one, and he just does almost something that's impossible, as he's got Kuzma on him there, number 3. Now Kuzma's trying to get up on the head, and he just goes high and puts the ball in before he crash lands in the crease.
He gets the goal and the takedown of Jonathan Marcus, plowing over the Hopkins goalie after shooting before he stepped into the crease. That's legal.
And that all came from a face-off, which they got and controlled and had time to get down. And I think, again, that may be the key. It's 9-3 now. Let's see if they can get another one.
Schuschler getting his second straight opportunity against Jacobs. Schuschler popped it free.
There should have been a push there somewhere. Yeah, that was definitely a push on 24 Jacobs. So Syracuse up with the second face-off in a row, and let's see if they can cash in. They're down by 3, 5:06 left, second period.
Paul Sullivan with the ball for Syracuse, number 21. Colsey to his right, and he feeds Colsey. Colsey draws the double team, fires to Powell. Kavovit, the open man behind the cage. This is Morrissey. Kavovit. Powell works toward the cage again, shoots, tries to go high. Marcus made the save, and Powell went into the crease.
He tried it that time, and Marcus was there.
Tried to put it in the same spot, too.
Yeah, maybe go downstairs this time.
In the Virginia game, there's a takeaway by Morrissey, but he'll be called. In that Virginia game, Coach Simmons felt Syracuse shot low too many times for the scouting report they had on Court Durling, the Virginia goalie. I don't know if the scouting report is the same for Jonathan Marcus, but it seemed that Syracuse was going low early and has tried some high shots in the second quarter.
I talked to Rick Beardsley before the game. He knows Marcus, and he said, you know, he does not really have a weakness. He said he's good all over. So it's not like you get a scouting report and say, you know, we can get him down to his knees and then we'll be able to go high. They just said he's just an excellent goalie, and they certainly were accurate with that description.
No problem on the clear for Hopkins.
That's a guy that Jacobs let him take those 3 or 4 shuffle steps in and crank that ball. So they've got Whittick on him, I believe.
I'll tell you one thing, Hans Schmidt is clinging to Terry Reardon as much as that's possible in that stack in front of the cage.
And you can see Reardon's giving directions. This guy's open. You see all the cuts. Syracuse stayed with him pretty well on that jump. Now there's going to be a hold, I'm sure, or interference. Let's see if they're going to get the shot off.
Shot fired high and out of bounds. Jacobs was back there.
Technical foul.
The clinging you were talking about, that's what they did. You can't cling too tightly.
Although it was called on Schuschler, who was guarding the man with the ball, not on what was going on in front of the cage.
What happens oftentimes is that when they make the break, whether they have the ball or not, people are always conscious about, you know, you got to get the stick up on them. And it happened to be that time the man with the ball that they got with interference.
30-second penalty. Hopkins in the man up with a 3-goal lead. Here comes the shot.
Nice
Rozier
save.
with a save. And the pass upfield to Whittick. Mike Whittick trying to beat his man left. Whittick shoots. Marcus saves. Rebound goal for Jim Morrissey. And Syracuse has cut the lead to 2.
You know, if you want to talk about basketball, why the rebounds are so important to get, this is a good example of why it's important to get the rebound. Shot so hard and bounced off of Marcus. Right there was Morrissey after Whittick took the left-handed shot and Marcus couldn't control it, and he said, oh, I know that I'm in deep trouble now. And he was. 7-5. Syracuse a couple of face-offs now. Up to 4. I think they've gotten the last 3 in a row.
Syracuse has scored 2 straight goals for the first time in the game. Schuschler wins again. And this has changed since Schuschler came on as the face-off man for Syracuse.
And then you can see how the momentum has changed, Dan. Absolutely right. Schuschler perhaps doing something a little different. It took a while to figure out. At any rate, I think that's Syracuse's 4th face-off in a row. And they have cashed in a couple times.
3 minutes and 10 seconds left in the half. Syracuse down by 2. The difference had been 4. Licamelli shoots. Bounce shot. Just missed. Syracuse holds on.
It's a 25th shot they have taken. Syracuse starting to, after they get the face-offs, pepper Marcus a little bit.
Morrissey to Cavavit. He shoots and scores. Great feed by Morrissey. And Cavavit ends a bit of a drought for him. He did not score against Virginia. And he gets his first point today. It's a one-goal game. Hopkins 7, Syracuse 6.
If you're Syracuse, one of the things you like after this, watch Carney make the jump. Now, he's all by himself, but watch the goalie. See that? When he got mad, that's exactly what you want. You want this goalie to stop playing with confidence. You want him thinking, hey, these guys are coming back. I need help, and bango. That's exactly what you want to see. The goalie get a little upset. You'd rather, if you were Hopkins, you'd like to have him just get up, kick the ball out, very unemotional, but Cavavit did such a nice job. He got to him, and it's a one-goal game, and Syracuse coming up with some face-offs.
And another one captured by Syracuse, but
must be against Syracuse, absolutely.
So Hopkins gets the ball. The crowd does not like it.
There's a momentum changer, but you just got to come back, play midfield defense right now. You got to force these guys. Don't let them get in that stack. It's just one-on-one now. Now they'll go back to that stacking offense.
See the time left in the half, about 2.5 minutes, with Hopkins leading Syracuse by 1. Milford Marchant recognizes the double team. Now the passing, here comes Reardon.
Beardsley
knocking it down before it ever got through to Rozier. Ball loose on the turf, and Reardon gets there.
Good pass. Syracuse in a little bit of trouble, but they regrouped quickly. This is an exciting lacrosse game.
Sure is, and we'll notice that Beardsley now is the man on Reardon as opposed to Hans Schmidt, who had him earlier. Pocola. Smith has been on him today. Now it's Casey Gordon, and Mike Wittick is the defender.
There's that stack again. Now they pop out, they pop from the side. They go open on the crease.
Reardon. And the shot went wide. I don't know if Rozier got a piece. Races on, Wittick hustling, but the race is won by Hopkins. Casey Gordon beat Wittick.
Did you see Reardon get open? He was there for a second, and they finally, Smith got to him, 43 for Syracuse, but I thought for sure he was just a big tower there, and I'm sure Rozier saw kind of like an eclipse because he kind of blocks out the sun. He's such a big guy, but they're going to get the ball back. Running off a pick in the back. Oh, he's a
big hit by Wittick.
He's a Ward. That's a Ward. Absolutely.
Good job by Wittick, who runs off the field to a big round of applause.
Well, you know, he's playing tough defense, and what he forced here, watch him push. See that arm, that free arm? You can't do that. That's a Ward, and Syracuse gets the ball. Has a chance to clear. They're going to have to get it up. See what they do. Beardsley takes it over, gets it up.
Toby Price, the open man. Price with a pass, the shot, the save by Marcus. Great save to deny Morrissey. Loose ball, hit by Smith, but Hopkins has it. Now the strip by Fietta. Hopkins.
That's the way to play. Now you got to be all over. They're going to give a penalty to Syracuse. But you know what? That's the way to play defense. You got to swarm the guy with the ball. You got to give him no more opportunities. And now they're going to call a bench penalty on Hopkins.
Yeah, Tony Seaman was completely out of control. In fact, looked like assistant coach Dave Pietramala tried to give him a bear hug to calm him down.
Yeah. And now there's a little momentum change. Watch him hustling after this ground ball. More white jerseys. All right, it's down. Let's get over there. Swarm. Ball, one guy. Where's the next guy? Ball, next guy, hit him. Next guy, hit him. Next guy, hit him. And that's exactly what you got to do. You got to contest everything.
We're seeing a lot more intensity out of Syracuse today than we saw last Tuesday. Less than a minute to go in the half. Syracuse trying to tie.
They're off. They got too many guys over there. There's a penalty. There's too many guys. There's too many black shirts down there. So get a shot off, guys.
All of the officials have thrown flags. Now the ball loose on the turf.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Illegal decision, Bruce. Got 7 on here.
And look at Tony Seaman. He is hot.
I can't bother you with those guys.
Illegal decision.
You can't say that.
Tony Seaman, extremely agitated. 32 seconds left. Let's see what they say here. Now, so
32 seconds
yep.
were left in the half. So basically, this penalty will run out the half. There's the shot and the goal to tie it. Doug Jackson. And Syracuse has rallied from 4 goals down to tie it at 7. 22 seconds left in the half.
You got to talk face-offs. You got to talk intensity on ground balls. And they've gotten to Marcus. Not his fault right there. Absolutely not Marcus's fault. But you know what? They got him thinking a little bit now that they are vulnerable, that Syracuse can score. And they've got a long way to go, but Jackson did a super job there, and they have tied it up as we look at the face-off. And one of the things that you talked about since Schuessler came out, things have changed a lot in the face-off department.
That's right.
And it's 10-5, but Schuessler has really helped out, and they are contesting every face-off.
That's right. Even though Jacobs appeared to have that one, Schuessler used the stick to knock it away. Hopkins eventually comes up with it. 10 seconds left in the half. Abel Kahn lost the ball.
Look at Beardsley.
1 second left in the half. And now we see 0 on the clock. That'll be it. But Syracuse has the momentum going into the locker room. It was 7-3 in favor of Hopkins. And Syracuse has stormed back to tie it at halftime. As we look at the Brine scoreboard, we're knotted at 7 at halftime.
Hi, this is Paul Gate with the SCX Tip of the Week. Are you having problems scoring those easy goals when you're one-on-one in front of the net? There's a couple things to remember. Always shoot where the goalie stick isn't. So if I got my stick high here, I want to shoot down low to the far bottom corner. That's the highest percentage shot. Another thing I want to do, instead of shooting directly over my shoulder at the net, because the goalie will be stepping out at my stick, I want to shoot on a 45-degree angle. This way I'll be able to shoot around him and be able to put it in that bottom corner without him making the save. So 45. Also, don't lean into the shot. Don't give away where you're shooting with your shoulders. Always keep your shoulders nice and square and high when you go to shoot, and you'll score a lot more goals.
At the half, we're tied at 7. Syracuse rallying from a 7-3 deficit to knot the score at the break. Several keys in the first half. First and foremost, face-offs early, helping Hopkins build that lead.
And they really got a lot out of Jacobs, and that's the thing that really can hurt you. It hurts momentum, and he's a tremendous face-off guy. Watch, he's 6'5". Watch what he does here. He just spreads himself out over the ball legally, like right there, fights his way back up, gets it himself. They knocked the ball out of his hand, but his wingmen came in and made the grab, and they just had a very good first half in that respect.
Leading goal scorer so far, Reardon with 4.
They're stacking up on the crease. He pops off that big 6'4" frame. They get him the ball. He put it in. He got 4 goals, I believe, so far in the first half. Syracuse rallied, though. They're contesting the ground balls. Schuessler helped them out in the face-offs. It could be a different second half.
Schuessler, number 14, came on about midway through the second quarter in the face-off department, and that, more than anything else, helped Syracuse get the ball and come back and tie the score. There it is, 7 apiece. We'll be back with second half action in a moment on Super Sports. In case you're joining us late, you're looking at John Desko, who is serving as the head coach for Syracuse today. Roy Simmons Jr. did not feel well yesterday as Syracuse practiced. He arrived at the Dome this morning and was feeling ill. He was taken to the hospital and examined and has not been able to come to the game yet. Prior to the game, we were told he might try to make it here before the game was finished. In any case, John Desko has been running the team in Roy's absence, and we certainly hope it's nothing serious and wish Roy a speedy recovery. 7-7 the score. Great first half of lacrosse. Jeff Schuessler in there for the face-off to begin the second half, along with Big Peter Jacobs. Ball loose on the turf, batted forward towards Syracuse's offensive end. Ball still loose, and Syracuse picks it up. Unsettled situation. Schuessler, the pass. Morrissey can't control. And now the pass back to Hopkins goalie Jonathan Marcus. Good news for Syracuse, though. They once again came up with a face-off. Milford Marchant using his speed to get past Fietta. The pass in front. The shot goes high. A hit by Rozier on Brian Piccola. Now it's Fietta running upfield for Syracuse. Hopkins trying to recover defensively. Powell shoots.
Ooh.
Saved by Marcus.
Good save. Ball down. Big stick. It's a play on. So it'll be their ball. Yes, it was a play on. See who comes up with it. If the wrong guys come up with it, we'll give it to the right guys, and that's exactly what happened as Hopkins was pushed, and now they've got the ball.
Halftime stats, Syracuse had 5 more shots. Hopkins 8 more ground balls. Penalties even, at least in terms of number. Turnovers 14 for Hopkins, 7 for Syracuse.
Boy, Colsey doing a job out there on Jacobs.
Nice play by Whittick to feed it forward. However, Colsey lost it. Gordon has it for Hopkins, and his pass completed to Billy Evans. Bacola. Beardsley picks him up. That was the way Syracuse started the game. Then they changed and put Beardsley on Reardon, who has 4 goals.
One of the things that also picked up was the intensity and the effort for ground balls by Syracuse through that second quarter, and especially the last couple of minutes. There was a lot of intensity. Save.
Great play by Rozier to stop Bacola. And Fotopoulos looking
pass.
upfield for Whittick. Whittick did not know it was coming, and Hopkins gets it right back. Reardon evades the hit by Whittick. Now Whittick knocks him down and draws the flag.
Whittick down. He's going to be slow getting up. Let's see what happens. There's a one-hand check. And then another one-hand check. Got him on the arm and knocked him down, caused him to go. So that was the penalty. So it'll be man up number 4 for Hopkins. And Whittick down for slashing. Is going to get timeout.
We're tied at 7. Hopkins with 1 man up goal. Reardon scored it. Bacola shoots. Rozier saves it and whips it upfield to Fietta. Mark Fietta, the senior, crossing midfield. Now 20 yards in front of the cage. Fietta still with it into the box. Tries to feed it forward to Powell. Ball down and a whistle.
That's a flag. That should be against, if it's a penalty, it'll be against Hopkins.
It's okay. Right. Ball was loose. Ball was loose. There's no flag.
And a mistake by the officials.
Yeah, just wave it off.
Inadvertent flag.
Ball was loose. There's no flag. You go up.
The ball was loose. Syracuse will get the ball.
There's no flag. So we're going to have to go to alternate possession.
Alternate possession. This is the new rule this year. Syracuse may lose the ball. I don't know who's got whose possession. If they, all right, ball. Here we go. There's a new rule this year where you used to face it off. If you couldn't tell who had possession, you used to face it off at that end of the field. Now they just do what basketball does, alternate possession. So apparently it's Hopkins' ball on the alternate possession.
Ball was loose. On the whistle, the ball was loose. The alternate possession, it's black ball.
There was a whistle, an inadvertent whistle at any rate. So who gets the ball? Now that's alternate possession. So they now give the ball to Hopkins.
So Hopkins looking to clear in a 7-7 tie.
See the number of white jerseys getting on those black jerseys, and that's exactly what that did. It forced a poor pass.
Tom Roscoe passing high.
Right, and one of the things I don't think they did in the first quarter was get on the guys like that with the intensity they have. You saw Kavovit turn and sprint and get over there, and that's exactly what they want to do, is force the bad pass.
Paul Sullivan with the ball, waiting for the go-ahead, and there's the whistle. Here comes Sullivan. Kavovit has a goal and an assist. There's his pass into traffic. Kavovit goes back after it, and Syracuse will hold on to the ball. Tony Seaman, who has done a lot of complaining in this game, did not like the call.
He's saying it's not a shot, is what he's saying. It should have been just a pass, but perhaps it was off of a Hopkins player, so that's what happens.
Great look in front. Colsey
Now that's
trying
a
a fancy shot. Syracuse holds on. Colsey had a between-the-legs goal against Virginia, one of his 3 goals in that game. Syracuse whipping it around quickly. Here's Morrissey. Powell, the freshman, behind the cage out of Carthage. Back to Powell from Kavovit. Syracuse trying to take its first lead since it was 1-0. Hopkins went up 7-3. The Orange scored the last 4 goals of the second quarter.
Syracuse being very patient on this.
Pass intended for Colsey. It'll roll toward midfield. Good body work by the Syracuse Big Sticks to free the ball for Hans Schmidt. I'm not sure if it was intentional or not, but it worked. Now Toby Price with a catch. And upfield to Morrissey.
It's a heads up play. They got the ball back.
Hopkins matches up very quickly. That's one thing you have to give them credit for. Morrissey with a pass, Colsey with a shot, the rebound goal, and Syracuse has the lead in the third quarter. Casey Powell with his second goal of the game at Syracuse 8, Hopkins 7.
We talked about Marcus at the end of the first half, how Wittek took a hard shot. He couldn't control the rebound, and what happens when you can't control the rebound, and that's another graphic look right there. Watch, bang, down. Hard to get back in position, and Syracuse took advantage of that rebound and put it home. Right there, Powell went with the subway shot.
And here's a big surprise.
Yeah.
Jacobs will not handle face-off duties for Hopkins. Schuschler has done such a good job since coming on for Syracuse that Tony Seaman made a change and went to Werner Kruger.
And they're up with it. Kruger has it.
Hopkins back in the position of trying to tie now. That was the case early in the game. We were tied at 1-1 and 2-2 before Hopkins went on a run, scoring 5 out of 6 goals during one stretch. Now Syracuse has scored 5 straight. Schuschler knocking it down.
That's it.
That's good work by Schuschler, who has played a great game thus far for Syracuse.
He certainly has, and he took Steer right over to the line and kept the pressure on him, and Steer lost the ball over the end line, and here's a pass way up to Smith. He gives it up
to Nick Liccamelli. See the clear percentages are fairly close for the two teams. Morrissey being hit by Kearney. Morrissey spins, eyes up all the time. Another spin move by Morrissey.
Nice check by Kearney.
But it's picked up by Kavovit. Breaks loose in front. The pass. Powell shoots and scores. 2 in a row for Casey Powell. 6 in a row for Syracuse. And the Orangemen lead 9-7.
They're going to get right in Marcus's helmet now. They are really on a roll. Shot right over the stick side, and it was a point-blank shot. See, the ball was down. Syracuse really being aggressive on the ground balls, and that's what's really saved them in this second quarter and now into the third quarter. That's an awful tough, you can't fault Marcus. Powell, 3 and 1.
Good recognition of the double team there by Kavovit. Now it's Schuschler winning another face-off for Syracuse.
Syracuse got a big stick and Schuschler's off. Syracuse being patient. Down to Powell, the freshman.
Powell faked the pass to Kavovit. Came away cradling as if he had the ball.
This is one of those runs we talked about. Oh, Colsey, they're all over him.
Andy Sherritt's 13 was in for Syracuse. Is in. Now it's Morrissey coming up with a ground ball.
Got to give credit to Tony Vidal and his audio guys. You can really hear that aluminum cracking down there. Mark Maxwell, our guy who cranks those pods up when they come close.
Liccamelli.
Oh, just fell down.
Lost his footing.
Yeah, lost his footing.
And here comes Abel Kahn.
There's a strip.
Diving strip by Powell. And Powell has it. Great play by the freshman.
He's going to need a lung transplant here pretty soon. He just stays right in.
Well, he has that 22 jersey. with its mystical powers from Gary Gate and Charlie Lockwood.
Kavovitz has settled down. This is, I don't want to say uncharacteristic of Syracuse, but you know, they're running a nice settled offense, and let's see what we can do with it. Double.
Kavovitz finds the open man Morrissey. Hopkins recovers quickly.
All right, let's see what happens at the midfield line.
Nice pickup there by Hopkins. Dave Marr. Smith tries for the takeaway. Marr passing. Reardon has it. Didn't have an angle. Passes back to the front. Picola couldn't control, but Picola retrieves it.
Now they want to run a little settled offense now because they have been a little short. They got a sneaker coming in from the penalty area, substitution area. Evans.
And Evans has it. 7:16 left in the third quarter. Syracuse leading 9-7. The Orangemen have run off 6 straight goals.
Now they're going to set up in that offense again. You see this? There's the cuts. You should see a white jersey on every one. Jump shot, got it.
Dave Marr with a goal. Shot didn't have much on it, but the bounce shot fooled Rozier. And Hopkins has cut it to 1.
That has been an effective offense for Hopkins. They just popped off. Now he takes a jump shot. Now that's one Rozier might have expected. You know, I'm not going to blame him. It's hard. I mean, it's easy to sit up here and say he should have had that, but they have been running that, and he saw the guy pop out, and I'm sure that's what he thinks. But Marr got him for 1, but Rozier has played very, very well.
Schuschler against Kruger on the faceoff. Schuschler pushing it back, running after it, and Beardsley puts that big stick in there to come up with it.
Schuschler gonna dish it off.
Powell shoots, just missed, and Syracuse has it as Morrissey was behind the cage.
Good backup, nice look. They tell they run that fast break in practice, and Schuschler knew just where the trailer was. They got a shot off and backed up by Morrissey.
Mark Fietta to Casey Powell. Powell with 3 goals so far, leading Syracuse today. Morrissey, who has a couple. Ball
Kearney is
loose.
just doing a job there on Morrissey. Oh, that's a whoa.
Oh, Kavovitz complaining
like
that he was
pushed.
tripped.
Well, at least assisted to the turf, but at any rate, a nice play by Hopkins. Jay Penn, number 4. There's the. He did it with a stick. Yeah, that was that looked to be. Oh, that was. Mark, you don't have to get him quite that loud down there.
Didn't know he had a microphone small enough to put in the whistle.
Good job.
Good ride by Syracuse.
Good ride, and Toby Price did a nice job of getting body position and blocking off the Hopkins midfielder from getting the ball. They won't get a free clear. They are inside their own midfield line.
Sullivan runs it into the offensive area for Syracuse. The Orangemen leading by 1, 9-8. Sullivan shoots. Shot went wide, kept in by Hopkins. Picked up by Syracuse. Sullivan the pass. Now it's Colsey. Tried to get off the one-timer. Didn't get it cleanly, and Marcus has it for Hopkins.
Long pass. That's going to go out of bounds. So a long passing attempt went awry. I think that was that Steer that tried the pass. And Tony Seaman, once again, he's a man in motion, isn't he?
Seaman, by the way, no stranger to upstate New York. He played lacrosse, soccer, and hoops at Cortland State.
A cradle of coaches, Cortland State. Oh, Colsey's going to draws a lot of attention.
Didn't seem to bother him much.
You know, usually you're supposed to get rid of it there when 2 or 3 guys are hacking on you. Right there.
Draws the group. Now the pass. Wide open shot and a tremendous save by Marcus. Powell gets it back. Back to Sullivan. Sullivan scores. He got a second chance and would not be denied.
Now let's give Colsey credit. Colsey drew 1 guy, then he drew 2 guys, then he drew 3 guys, and he is really occupying them. They drop it off. There's the rebound. A little trouble controlling those rebounds. Powell shot after the assist from Powell, and Sullivan comes up with the goal. So give number 22 an assist, and Colsey a pat on the back for drawing all the coverage and able to drop it off.
10-8 Syracuse. Jacobs back in, and
Fast
he beats
break.
Schussler on the face-off. Picola shoots, shots high. Rozier on the run. No one behind the cage for Hopkins. Sometimes when you run that fast break, you don't have the man behind for the missed shot, and that was the case for Hopkins.
That's right. Syracuse up to Colsey again. Oh, he dribbles it.
And runs away from Reardon. Syracuse leading 10-8. 3 of Syracuse's goals have been on rebounds. Colsey took a hit after firing that shot. Gets up quickly.
Just notice Kavovit, Syracuse getting good back up, and Kavovit down in the shadows there of that end zone was right there when the ball went out of bounds, and he will start it off for Syracuse.
Aaron Van Horn hits him. Left-hand cradle. Kavovit works the other way now, then spins back to his left. Pass in front. Shot high by Signor. Powell had it momentarily, and it's picked up by Kuzma of Johns Hopkins. The Orangemen knock it away from Kuzma. Ball loose. Hopkins picks it back up. And here comes Peter Jacobs.
You think you don't have to have wheels to play this game? My gracious, those guys have just been sprinting up and down this field, both teams, and you got to have legs. A little settle down by Hopkins.
Casey Gordon with the ball. The second midfield line has seen a lot of action for Hopkins today.
Stacking it up again.
Brian Picola called for illegal procedure.
Well, you know, getting that stack, there's a lot of pushing and shoving and screening and things, and they got burned on that, and they don't turn around and talk. You get the ball out, Colsey's down the left wing again.
Colsey 15 yards in front of the cage. Takes the shot. It goes high. There is Roy Colsey, a candidate for the McLaughlin Award, which goes to the nation's top fielder. An award Dom Finn, his teammate from last season, captured.
Syracuse up to 40 shots, 12 more than Hopkins. They have dominated that department in this third quarter.
This is Licamelli. Shot did not get through, but Signor picks it up for Syracuse.
Another rebound and another ground ball for Syracuse.
Colsey shoots.
Nice
Saved by
save.
Marcus. And Marcus whips it upfield to Roscoe. Tom Roscoe out of Brightwaters, New York. 3 minutes, 12 seconds left in the third quarter. Syracuse leading Johns Hopkins 10-8.
Let's see him go back to that stack. Here they go. There's a break.
Picola's shot, a fantastic save
That
by
was.
Rozier. Out of bounds. And a big hit by Chad Smith as that ball was going out of bounds. Smith will go to the penalty box.
No, that wasn't good. That was unnecessary roughness.
And now a penalty on Reardon, who mouthed off to the official as he was walking back onto the field.
Another mistake, this one by 19. You don't say anything to an official.
Especially after he just called one in your favor.
Absolutely. Let's see what the situation is. Well, they'll come over and talk about it. Unlike football, let's listen to hear what they have to say.
You saying I don't know that? Shit.
Yeah, you can hear that audio is very colorful. And
Yes, you could hear what led to the penalty.
Unnecessary roughness, 1 minute foul.
That was the
43
call on
Syracuse,
Smith.
unnecessary roughness, 1 minute foul. 19 black illegal team personnel lost the ball. Syracuse possession.
Is it a 30-second end?
Walt Munzie making the discussion, Andy Robinson getting the pictures, but he was trying to kick the ball with his foot, and he definitely made body contact, and it was unnecessary. But later, Tony Stevens, number 19, that was Reardon said something, and Syracuse is going to be 2 men down, but they're going to get the ball, I believe. Nope, 1 man down, I guess. Syracuse has just got 1 down.
Chad Smith.
Smith, the guy who made the contact.
John Desco telling Chad Smith to think. Don't expect a penalty like that on a senior, and an excellent one at that in Chad Smith. John Desco, as we've mentioned a couple of times, filling in for Roy Simmons Jr. And as far as we can tell, and from what we've been told, this is the first game Roy has missed in his 25 years as head coach. It ends a streak of 331 consecutive games for Syracuse's Hall of Fame head coach. Fietta drilled.
Look at the ball back.
He still has the ball. I don't see a flag.
No, that's a play on push, I believe. I could be wrong. There's the push there. But that was a decapitatory swing, if you use that as an adjective. Steer was the guy who did it. They're going to get a push.
30 seconds.
Smeared by Steer.
That's right. Steer wrestled him to the ground. So it'll be a 30-second penalty. Syracuse has got opportunity number 4. And the other one is expired. They got it out of there when they got it in the box. So Syracuse is a man up. Syracuse looking to try to get everybody moving in one direction, maybe bypass somebody or get a sneak from behind.
Jackson, who has scored twice.
Good
Colsey,
save.
I beg your pardon. Colsey took the shot. Saved by Jonathan Marcus. And he gets it upfield.
Syracuse dropping back. They're still a man up, but right now that's going to eliminate the penalty. So they're even. Can Hopkins get a man in? And they do, as Reardon moving without the ball on that crease, number 19.
Schmid would not let him get open. Jacobs watched by Fotopoulos. Less than 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. Syracuse with a 2-goal lead. The Orangemen have scored 7 of the last 8 goals. Another classic Hopkins-Syracuse game. There haven't been many bad ones since they first played for the national title in '83.
Jump, open, trouble, save.
And Colsey was closest for Syracuse.
Good.
The Orangemen get the ball.
Good backup. Good backup.
Good defensive work by Casey Powell.
Absolutely, they jumped and, but he got the shot off. Syracuse gets the ball.
And Beardsley runs up the far sideline. Passing to the middle of the field to Liccamelli. Runs with Colsey and Signor. This is Colsey on the left wing. Colsey getting into position, now holding up. Passes across the field for Morrissey. And it's picked off by Milford Marchant. Marchant upfield, finds the open man, Paccola. Paccola spins away from Liccamelli's attempt. The flip back to Peter Jacobs. Less than a minute to go in the quarter.
Jacobs, the face-off guy who has been getting a rest, gets it knocked right out of his stick. That is the Syracuse ball. Liccamelli, nice job by Liccamelli, number 25. That's a guy who, Nick Liccamelli out of West Genesee, had some troubles, got cut from this team at one point.
Yep, cut as a freshman, as a walk-on, but he came back and now he plays a significant role as a senior. 35 seconds left in the quarter. Roy Colsey draws the double team. People bounce off Colsey. Tried the behind-the-back shot, hit the post. Kruger upfield. And it's Chris Steer spinning by Liccamelli. 18 seconds left. Plenty of time for Hopkins to get off a good shot. 15 seconds left in the quarter. Paccola. Reardon trying to find the opening. Now the ball knocked down by Smith. And Smith has it with 5 seconds left in the quarter. He'll bomb it upfield. Ball loose. And the horn sounds. There's a big hit after the whistle by Hopkins. Morrissey and Jackson going after the Hopkins player. The officials trying to settle things before a fight erupts.
That was a definite late hit. That was after the half or the quarter was over.
It was a late hit, and it looked like it was a cheap hit from behind to boot. Yeah, right there.
Oh, yeah. Let's. It wasn't on yet. We can see it on our monitor. We'll show you.
As we check the Bryan scoreboard, it's Syracuse 10, Hopkins 8, heading to the fourth quarter. 15 minutes left and another war between Syracuse and Johns Hopkins. The Orangemen on top 10-8. Dan Hort and Dale Drypolcher, delighted to have you watching. And here's the play that ended the third quarter.
Yeah, the quarter was over when Macon hit him, and then they started pushing and shoving. Now he's from Gilman School. I don't think gentlemen are supposed to do that. But they came over and shook hands afterwards, and they're back talking. It's a tough game, and these guys play against each other in summer leagues, so it's not like they don't know each other. Face-off's back now. They're hoping that Reardon can, Jacobs can get him back. He does.
Pacola. Syracuse recovered quickly after Jacobs won the face-off.
Yeah, he needed a little rest, I think, to maybe figure out something a little different to do. At any rate, he started the fourth quarter for Hopkins getting the face-off.
He's won 2 in a row after being taken out from that duty for a while. Reardon, who has not scored in the second half after 4 goals in the first, he cranks it up, and the bounce shot is saved by Rozier. Saves in the fourth quarter play such a big part on momentum. Now it's Rourke Denver. Syracuse trying to capitalize on numbers. Casey Powell in front. Morrissey spins, shot goes wide. Calvert is there.
Instantly in the third quarter, we talked about shots. You said Syracuse outshot Hopkins 15-7 in that quarter. So they picked up that momentum, and now they've had a lot of good backups, and that was another one. And Calvert now has the ball.
Hopkins has 1 goal in the last 22 minutes. Sullivan, who scored Syracuse's last goal, looking for the opening toward the crease, knocked down, and 2 flags go down. Syracuse will have the advantage.
Another man-up opportunity for Syracuse. Man-up opportunity number 6. They have converted on 2 so far, so they're 2 for 5. Now this is a good one. You want to, if you can get 3 goals ahead and you can see the push, that's a real, I think, something that you can build on as this quarter goes on, that 3-goal lead, and maybe put the pace the way you want it to be. But that's 24 seconds away from happening.
Colsey with a good fake. Now the shot.
Oh!
Shot was fired so hard that the whistle came immediately, and Kavovit was about a half stride closer to the end line than the goalie, Jonathan Marcus.
About 15 seconds left in the man up for Syracuse.
Powell to Carcaterra. Back in front to Colsey. Good pass. Morrissey shoots and scores.
They did that before.
Kavovit. Rob Kavovit with the goal. And Syracuse leads by 3 for the first time today.
I think Carcaterra got the assist, but what they did, watch them, they're going to, out of the rotation, yeah, he passed Colsey, and then he forces the shot. Nobody drops down to pick up Kavovit, so he figures if I can get out, if I can pop out from the cage, and I got an angle to shoot back, that's what I'm going to do, and he does pop out. So they skip pass, and Kavovit, 2 goals and 2 assists. That was a dandy right there.
2 seconds remained in the penalty when Syracuse scored.
Let's see where the momentum's going here. Syracuse procedure, so they're starting to lose the face-offs after a big run, and I think they're compensating by playing better defense.
Jacobs working on Rourke Denver. Little pass behind to Reardon. Hans Schmidt has done a nice job on him after Reardon dominated early.
Oh,
pass
that's
in front, open man, and there's a goal for Hopkins. Ryan Pacola snuck in behind Rick Beardsley, and Syracuse had a 3-goal lead for all of 23 seconds.
Yeah, he got a heck of a jump there. Watch what happens. Beardsley was just out of position and just at the mercy of the goalie, at the mercy of Pacola, and he just didn't miss when he got the opportunity. But Beardsley knew he messed up. But now the face-off statistics starting to change a little bit, but now we got another new face-off man for Hopkins.
And Syracuse, Toby Price will try this one. Milford Marchand handling face-off duties now for Hopkins.
They got Sullivan on one wing, and who was that? Rourke Denver on the other.
Marchand wins the face.
You can see how that can change momentum. You cool off a Syracuse team, and you're getting some more offensive opportunities.
Shot in the goal for Marchand. It took 12 seconds to score that one, and it's a one-goal game. Syracuse 11, Hopkins 10.
We talked about spurts. Here's one right here as they just got that ball out quickly and started the fast break as Marchand took the face-off, went out down the left wing, all by himself. So he got the face-off, got the ground ball, got the goal. So Marchand, nice play, and he's back out there in the face-off circle. And Price has got to put a little, oh, he's just popping it out between his legs.
Fourth face-off in a row, won by Hopkins. Bad over-the-shoulder pass there. Reardon tried to scoop it up with the left hand, and Syracuse gets it.
Push, yeah. But they will have to clear it. Reardon looked a little tired there. He's played a heck of a game. He's playing offense and defense. There's the push. You saw it. You saw the glove in the back. That was number 31 did the pushing. That was Abel Kane.
Abel Kahn, right. Here's Beardsley for Syracuse. The Orangemen with a successful clear. Kavovit swinging to Powell. Syracuse leads by one, 11-10. Syracuse had a 3-goal lead, and Hopkins scored 2 goals in less than a minute.
As we said, the faceoffs swinging back at that point to Hopkins. And Syracuse getting some people up there and making cutters at the cage.
Powell has the ball. Licamelli running in front. Now the pass goes back to Dave Signor. 11:45 left in the game. Syracuse trying to bounce back from a loss to Virginia 4 nights ago. The Orangemen have never lost 2 straight in the Dome. Of course, Syracuse has only lost 6 times in 94 Dome games over the years.
Kearney 37 has played very well for Hopkins defensively. He's right there on Kavovit now.
Kavovit finds the opening, tried for the pass to Sullivan. The ball was knocked loose, and Hopkins gets it.
He tried to take Kearney around, use the cage as a pick, and then make the pass, but the pass went high, and the pressure's back on the Syracuse defense. Last time it was a fast break goal, as you said, right off the face-off.
Hopkins methodically trying to work it upfield. Syracuse gets it. The pass for the center of the field was not completed. Now Powell knocks the ball down, then recovers. Casey Powell passing upfield to Mike Wittick. Morrissey, even with a cage, right side.
They're getting some bodies on now. We're getting Fiat in. They're getting the Wittick and the defensive guys off. So you got to run around back there and don't lose the ball. Wait till we get set. Wait till we get back up set and run the play.
Morrissey.
That's Van Horn on him. Been putting some stick on him. Oh, there's a jump. Thinks better of it.
And it's back to Roy Colsey. Colsey whips it to Morrissey. Morrissey shoots and scores. Colsey with the assist. Morrissey with a goal. And Syracuse gets a little breathing room again. It's 12-10.
Well, Colsey did a nice job. He just passed that without even tipping his hand. And Morrissey, watch, doesn't look like he's going to pass. He goes from running with the ball to just making a beautiful pass to Morrissey. And you're going to see it again. Morrissey left hands it, stick side, wide. And that was a nice look by Colsey. Now we're back to the face-offs again. And this is ever important. Syracuse up with this one.
And Schussler came back in to win the face-off. Now it's Kavovit. And he'll settle the offense for Syracuse. Morrissey, by the way, Syracuse's only returning starter at attack. 3 goals and an assist today. And Syracuse's offense has been attack-oriented today. 8 of the last 9 goals scored by the attack. Last year, Syracuse more midfield-oriented. But the scoring coming from the attack, at least today.
Colsey looking to draw the double-triple team. Oh!
Behind the back pass by Powell. Shot taken by Kavovit, and he fired it high. 9:38 left in the game. 12-10 Syracuse.
You know, I'm going to say again, if you can get a 3-goal lead, I think they'd be able to maybe change it at this point of the game. But they come in such spurts. But Hopkins is clawing back and they'd come back to within 1.
If Syracuse wins this game, Colsey shoots, saved by Marcus. If Syracuse wins, Virginia would have to be considered the #1 team, but Virginia will play Johns Hopkins at Hopkins next Saturday.
Hopkins 3-0 at this point. Big win over Princeton in their first game. And then they beat Rutgers, I believe, their last game. Oh, nice move.
Shot goes wide.
Nice move by Jacobs.
Is Dave Marr.
He's a big guy, isn't he?
There is John Desko, trying to lead the Orangemen to victory in the absence of Roy Simmons Jr. Hospitalized and missing this game. Reardon, the pass, tough angle, and a goal for Brian Paccola. I don't know where he found the opening, but he did, and it's back to a 1-goal difference. Syracuse 12, Hopkins 11.
Nice job. He just turned around and took a high shot off of Beardsley, as it was just a real nice feed by Reardon. So give Reardon a lot of credit. He made a nice pass. So we're back to a 1-goal game. 8:44 left. 12-11. What do we get out there? Schussler and Jacobs again.
This is the showdown.
Of course, your wing guys are important if you can get them out there.
And Syracuse, look for a moment like Syracuse would win it.
You can't leave the box. Now you can. Free. You can hear him say free. Now the ball's up in the air. They are really... Oh! Nice
Hopkins
job.
has
Fast break.
Hopkins has numbers.
Jacobs.
Middle of the field to Paccola. Reardon. Shot and the goal. We're tied. Dave Marr scoring the goal for Hopkins off the feed from Paccola.
That was a nice fast break. The ball was contested right off the face-off, went all the way down into the Hopkins end, but they got the ball, set it back up, and Syracuse could not get in position to stop the fast break as they dropped it off to the right side of the goalie. And Marr fired the right-handed shot and ties it up, 8-19.
And in the last 5 minutes, Hopkins has outscored Syracuse 4-1.
Those spurts we talked about.
Schussler versus Jacobs again. They spin and push. Now some hitting. Ball bouncing and picked up by Kruger. Firing for Paccola, but he lost it. Syracuse will get the ball.
Fotopoulos did not give up on that. He did a nice job. He got the stick out, and he got the job, or the stick on Kruger's stick, knocked the ball loose, and Syracuse is going to have to clear, but at least they got the ball off the face-off. 12-12.
Face-offs overwhelmingly in Hopkins' favor, but after Hopkins completely dominated early, Syracuse has done much better. That long pass from Beardsley was picked off by the Hopkins goalie, Marcus.
I have no idea what that was.
Hopkins with the ball and a chance to take the lead. Hopkins hasn't led since the second quarter.
Syracuse like to get the crowd back into it here, and they got to help out the defense.
7:35 left in the game. Kruger running behind the Syracuse goal. Pass to Chris Steer.
Just running 2 men behind and 4 right out in the crease. They pop off and back. Syracuse trying to follow.
Hopkins has been running the midfielders behind the cage and using their big attack men.
Right, they get the big defensive guys out there with the big sticks in front, and the guys with the short sticks. You can deal behind. You can deal better on a short stick than you can like right here with a big stick.
Right. Reardon faking a pass, pushing off Schmidt a bit. Reardon wants to shoot, and it's saved by Rozier, possibly with a face mask. Colsey trying to get closest.
You can't push him like that without a stick.
Fleck, grab the ball. Fleck, grab this. You know what?
And the call does go against Johns Hopkins. You could hear Black grab the ball as the call from the official, and Syracuse will have it.
And he also pushed him without the stick in his hand. Would have been the same thing. Watch. There's Colsey. Watch when the stick goes down. Now right there, well, he grabbed him, but when the stick goes out right there, you can't play anymore. You're no longer able to play. So Syracuse gets the ball. They got to clear it the last time. It was a poor pass. A nice ride by, they're going to have to get it out of there.
Syracuse has 10 seconds to do that, and the Orangemen are unsuccessful.
That's an important clear. Give Hopkins a lot of credit. Syracuse did not clear the ball when they had to, and this is giving them another opportunity to score.
2 straight successful rides for Hopkins, with the score tied at 12 and 6:20 left in the game. Milford Marchant gets around Colsey. He'll shoot. Saved by Rozier. Now we'll see if Syracuse can clear. The pass upfield. Colsey didn't see it coming. Picked off by Hopkins. And here comes Hopkins again. Rozier complaining about the interference. Now he has to watch the ball. Marchant across the field to Picola, who took his eye off it for a second and lost it off his cross. Look at the frustration from Milford Marchant, who made the pass.
If he thinks he's frustrated, you should see the Rozier, because they interfered with him. Goals and shots. Hopkins 4 for 9. Syracuse 0 for 6. There's a run. What do we got here? Timeout, Syracuse. It appeared that Rozier was interfered with, but those are going to happen, I guess, in these games.
Well, we'll see it, and we'll be able to judge whether he was interfered with. First, the save.
Nice save. And then he almost lost the rebound. Then he gets it. He touched the stick briefly before that, and that you can't touch it if the goalie's got the ball on his stick. I know some people say it was unintentional, but they don't judge whether it's intentional or not. At any rate, Syracuse took a timeout, and they've got a lot of work to do. Saves 18-17. Both goalies, I think, have had very good games.
5:53 left in the game. Syracuse and Hopkins tied at 12.
This would say a typical Hopkins-Syracuse game. Exciting, nail-biting, and probably down to the wire.
Syracuse has the ball. Tony Seaman.
3-0 and a very powerful team. Syracuse losing to Virginia, looking to rebound. This is a game that you really psychologically want to have. There's the shot total. Look at the quarter there, fourth quarter. Fairly even, 8-6, but Syracuse has had a couple of problems clearing.
Well diagrammed off the timeout. Kavovit has a man open on his right. The pass, the shot, the score! Syracuse leads 13-12 as Morrissey converts off the assist from Kavovit.
You knew they were going to do that. They were just, that was an inbounds play, and they just had that one. Watch what happens. I thought that Kavovit might have taken the shot because the goalie wasn't set. But you know what he did? He's only not a freshman, he's a sophomore, but he made the great across the cage feed, and he let Morrissey get it because the goalie was not set. It all started from these passes. There's the last cross cage feed, and Morrissey did not take long to get it in there.
4 goals for Morrissey plus an assist. Schuschler versus Jacobs again for the faceoff. Jacobs has it.
And then he gets a fast break. See, that's what's so difficult.
Ball lost momentarily by Hopkins, picked up by Chad Smith of Syracuse. He beats Picola around the corner. Crosses midfield. Smith still has it. Smith passing. Morrissey tried to get it in front to Doug Jackson, and it goes out of bounds.
Excuse me, that was a pass, but it was deflected by Hopkins. Now they'll start with Morrissey behind.
This is Morrissey, watched by Todd Carney.
Carney has been effective.
Roughly 5 minutes left in the game. Syracuse clinging to a 1-goal lead. Doesn't get any better than this.
No, it doesn't.
Mark Fietta cradling for Syracuse. Finds an opening. Fietta passing to Colsey. Colsey shoots. Shot it wide. Kavovit was back there for Syracuse, and If you had the radar gun out for that one.
That ball was a blur.
That's right. Nolan Ryan would have been impressed. Now it's Fietta. Back to Colsey, and he recovered quickly.
Colsey has drawn a lot of doubles. Let's see if he gets anything here. Yeah, you're going to get a double.
Passes to Sullivan. Swinging to Kavovit. Kavovit had Jackson open for a moment, couldn't find him. Kavovit will back it up. 4:15 left in the game.
Kavovit trying to clear the stars out of his head. He took a shot on the helmet.
And it goes back to Sullivan.
Taking some time off the clock. Of course, you never know at this point whether you're going to need it.
Sullivan shoots. Marcus saves, and this time controls the rebound. That's been a problem at times for Marcus, but he got it back. Less than 4 minutes to go in the game. Hopkins with the ball, down by 1. Marchant. 20 yards from the cage. Flipping it back. Casey Gordon has an opening. Gordon, tough angle. Rozier with a save. Rozier running out of his cage. Rozier passing, completing it to Colsey. Colsey trying to get to midfield. He's decked, still has it, now loses it forward, and Hopkins has the ball. Pocola with 3:20 left in the game.
They got a streak down the sideline. They got a man open. Beardsley directing traffic. They got to pick up. Here comes the slide.
Pocola behind the cage. This is Gordon. Colsey on him. Gordon, left hand. Works in front, shoots low, goes wide, and Hopkins has it. 3 minutes exactly remain in the game. Syracuse 13, Hopkins 12.
You got to get some help now. Fietta's going to need some backup here if he gets beat out there. So everybody's talking. Goalie's talking.
Casey Gordon works in front again. Colsey hits him. Gordon wants to shoot. It's high.
That's Syracuse ball.
Rick Beardsley. Beardsley awarded possession. And Syracuse will have it with 2:42 left in the game.
Roscoe, 29, took the shorter route, but Beardsley was closer to the ball when it went out of bounds.
And this time an easy clear for the Orangemen. Fietta in the middle of the field. 2:30 left in the game.
They're going to double the ball.
Fietta.
Oh, poor pass.
Morrissey can't control. Carney loses it on the turf. Carney running back after it, and Carney has it. 2:15 left in the game. Pass completed upfield to Casey Gordon.
Fast break.
Powell sprinting after him to catch up. Gordon. Gordon shoots. It goes wide. We have a whistle.
That was a whistle before that. A timeout.
Timeout called by Hopkins before the shot. 2 minutes, 4 seconds remaining. Hopkins with the ball, down by 1.
Now that was unfortunate. Syracuse had the ball down there. They could have taken time off the clock and gotten a shot off. They couldn't control it. They lost it. Kearney got the ball and started a fast break the other way. 52-41, the shot totals. 52 Syracuse, 41 for Hopkins.
8,370 the attendance at the Carrier Dome. Biggest crowd of the season to date. And they've enjoyed a terrific battle between the two most successful programs in Division I history. Hopkins with 7 NCAA titles, Syracuse with 5 NCAA titles, although Hopkins has not captured one since '87. Hopkins has played in more championship games than any other school.
Look at the save here from Rozier's angle. Got the rebound after they popped a nice hard shot on him, but Gordon couldn't convert because he made the stop, got the rebound. So Rozier, very strong game for Syracuse, but Hopkins will have the ball, 2:04 left, and they can tie it up.
It's worth noting that these two programs have never played an overtime game against each other. Syracuse on top by 1 goal with 2 minutes and 4 seconds remaining. This is Terry Reardon, who had 4 goals in the first half, has not scored since. Reardon guarded by Hans Schmid. Reardon draws Wittick, now passes to Pocola. Across the field, the shot. over the crossbar. Hopkins still has it with 1:48 remaining.
This is the time to tighten up defensively and watch Reardon. He's one-on-one back there with Schmid. They're just clearing out for him.
Lowers the shoulder, uses his side, sweeping shot, knocked away, and the flag goes against Syracuse.
They're going to call a cross-check. No, they push. They just call a push. So 30 seconds, Syracuse is going to be man down. Watch that's a ward, but then there's the push right there. So they'll be down for 30, and that's they've only been able to convert on 1 so far of 5, but this is obviously the most important for Hopkins with 1:37 left. This is their 6th opportunity.
This crowd of more than 8,000 springing to life with 1:30 left in the game. Syracuse up by 1. Hopkins crowding in front of the cage. Pecola. Hopkins swinging it quickly. Reardon open on the far side if Hopkins can get it to him. This is Reardon. Reardon shoots. It goes wide.
Fotopoulos got the stick up. I don't know whether he made it go wide, but he had his body there. 4 seconds left in the penalty, but you got to get a guy on and get in position, so they really got a little more time than that.
You can always add about 5 to 10 seconds to any penalty before the other team is even. Penalty has expired. Syracuse back to even strength, trying to catch up now and match up man-to-man. We're down to a minute left in the game. Syracuse up by 1. Hopkins with the ball. Casey Gordon passing to Brian Pecola, the senior, 3-time All-American with the ball. Mike Whittick guarding him. The crowd standing.
Jump.
Now the double team. The shot, the save by Syracuse, picked up by Hopkins. Now the ball loose on the turf. It's rolling toward the corner. Beardsley tries to sweep it back inbounds.
Stays.
It's out of bounds off Syracuse.
36 seconds. Now another timeout. That's
called by Hopkins.
Hopkins, yes.
Last timeout taken by Hopkins.
Only 3 this year, and that's in the game. That's it. Well, this has been an exciting game, and it's not over, and it may not be over. We're going to get a look at that last shot attempt by Hopkins. Pecola feeding, and then kind of a fan on the shot. Ball back down again.
Yeah, it looked
and there's
like
the ground
Beardsley.
ball. Yeah, and then Beardsley, watch, off a white stick. They were chasing it, trying to pick it up, and Beardsley tried to get it back in, but he knocked it over the line right there, and that's what you saw. John Desko filling in for Coach Simmons.
Alex Rozier encouraging his teammates with 36 seconds remaining. If we go back to last year's Final Four, I believe there were 22 seconds left in regulation when Virginia scored to force OT, and then of course the Cavaliers beat the Orangemen in overtime.
Now you wonder what kind of a play that Hopkins has set up for this, which is obviously why they called timeout.
Everybody on their feet for the last 36 seconds of this classic between Syracuse and Johns Hopkins. Take a deep breath and get set for the home stretch. Tom Roscoe will begin with the ball. Terry Reardon for Johns Hopkins, number 19. Being pushed by Schmid. Reardon's shot bounced away. The race is on, but Hopkins is back there with 22 seconds remaining.
People trying to get their matchups. 22.
Milford Marchand with the wheels, runs in front. 15 seconds left in the game. Syracuse up by 1. Marchand beats his man. Marchand shoots, scores! We're tied with 8 seconds left in the game. Junior Milford Marchand tying the score at 13. And now Syracuse has to beware of Hopkins' ability to grab the face-off and immediately race upfield.
Marchand just left, right, left, right. Whittick tried to jump him. He did a nice job of protecting the stick. He took a low bounce shot, not especially hard. Watch him protect the stick when he comes around. He can't get it right there. And just not an especially hard shot, but certainly enough to score the tying goal, and you see that net ripple. 13-13.
And the timeout called by Syracuse with 8 seconds left in regulation. If we go to overtime, it's sudden death. Or a sudden victory if you prefer.
Right.
Guess it depends on whether your team wins. Alex Rozier gave up just enough space between his right side and the pipe. And Milford Marchand to tie this game with 8 seconds remaining. 13-13 the score.
You see him move left, right, and protects that stick. Whittick tried to knock the stick out, but he was awful close. Difficult save for Rozier. Now, as you said, Dan, you have to watch the ability of Jacobs, 24, to get the ball, start a fast break. He's done it a number of times. Syracuse told us before the game that they were impressed with not only the way he got the faceoffs, but what he starts when he gets the faceoffs. And there's the stat, 20-9, and that's Syracuse had a nice run in that second quarter and into the third, but right now it's. Oh, there we go.
Jacobs wins it quickly. 5 seconds left. Hopkins will get a shot. Pacola's shot saved by Rozier, and we're going to overtime. For the first time ever, Syracuse and Johns Hopkins will go to sudden death. The Orangemen trying to avoid losing their second straight at home since the mid-70s. And as we check the Brine scoreboard, knotted at 13 at the end of regulation. Dan Hort and Dale Drypolcher back at the Dome. That graphic says it all. 13-13 headed to overtime. Overtime has not been particularly kind to Syracuse lately. The Orangemen have dropped 4 of their last 5 overtime games, and here's the goal that tied it with 8 seconds to go.
Marchand just went left and right, protected his stick, and watch where the little short hopper right in the stick side. As you said, just got it in a small area, but Rozier has been tough, but he couldn't stop that one. And now we change sides.
Right.
2-minute intermission, basically, and then you play for a 4-minute period or until somebody wins by
John
scoring a
Desko,
goal.
who has coached today in the absence of Roy Simmons Jr. Coach Simmons is missing this game, and you know he was feeling ill to miss a game of this magnitude. The face-off in overtime captured by Peter Jacobs of Hopkins. Hopkins with the ball to begin sudden death. It's a 4-minute overtime period, but obviously first goal ends the game. And you rarely have double OT in lacrosse. Marchand, who scored the tying goal. Marchand shoots. Didn't get through. It goes over the sideline. And Hopkins will hold on. 3:32 left in the first OT.
Bounced off a helmet, headed for the sideline. Still a shot. Hopkins was there. Had 2 guys there. Syracuse makes a substitution. They get Toby Price in. He will guard.
Billy Evans has it. Price on him. Evans working in front. Price pushing him away from the cage. Now it's Evans again. The pass. Reardon shoots. Scores! Hopkins beats Syracuse. Scoring with 8 seconds left in regulation. And scoring roughly 40 seconds into overtime. And for the first time ever, Syracuse has been beaten in back-to-back games at the Carrier Dome. A dejected Alex Rozier walks off the field as Terry Reardon's 5th goal of the game wins it for the Blue Jays.
Now they popped him off the crease. He got the pass, took a left-handed shot, and Rozier, who has been very good all day, just couldn't stop that one. And you're going to look from the back as there's the pop off that stack, and the left-handed shot goes offside, and very difficult for him to stop. And Hopkins is going to win it on this goal in overtime by Reardon. Going to see it again. There's the pass. He pops off and went to his left, took a tough left-handed shot. So Syracuse loses 2 in a row.
And Johns Hopkins remains undefeated.
4-0.
Quite a showdown coming up next Saturday at Homewood Field as Hopkins will take on Virginia.
One of the things you got to work on now is they played so well. You don't really have to look too much on your offense or defense, but you got to get your heads back in this and keep everybody up. So Syracuse, tough game. They lost it. It's a long season. They got a lot more to do.
No question about it. So the final score in overtime, Johns Hopkins 14, Syracuse 13. For Dale Drypolcher and the entire Super Sports crew, I'm Dan Hort saying thanks for watching and good afternoon from the Carrier Dome.